Okay, excuse me. Hold on. Take a second. All right. Maybe when you see you guys look and then you're going to grab this.
Girls.
That's
No, Roseanne.
and that's right. So this is now folded. It may take like 5 seconds to fold.
Sorry about Duke, by the way.
Sorry about Duke.
Jacob? Jacob?
I had commanded.
Yeah, let's do that right now. That way.
No, get off your hair. Sit over there. Sit over there. Don't touch it. Gabrielle, look at me for a second.
Was there looking at her land?
Look here. Girls. Come on. Nice.
You go.
Look. Elliot?
No, I go.
Let me make a funny thing. Okay? Let's make a funny
I will kiss you. I will be your little kid who will say,
Gabrielle, look at me. Eliana?
you are so special to
Why is everything always traced? Where do you get that from?
You say you are so special to
Is the front
Terrible. The picture's terrible. Awful.
Okay? Okay, Gabriella.
Sit up straight.
No, you are so special too. Forget the combo. We're going to sit on this one.
Liz?
Okay, good.
Very stylish clock I got up there. Fits in nicely. Move over a little bit, sweetie pie.
I already have.
Liz?
Ma, you gonna give me a sign or something? No? Bueller?
Take it off the carpet.
I'm gonna hide. Hey, oh, you're in the party, wedding party, right? Are you going? All right, Leonard. One more time. I got to go through this. I'm going to shoot at F11 or F16, 15 feet away. I mean, I'm an F16. 60th of a second. I'm at a 60th of a second. F11, and I think. you they're going to be about 10 to 15 feet away, they better come out.
Sounds like a wedding.
Now listen, Gary. Gary.
Yeah.
I don't want you polluting my little friend Meyer. Just don't be telling me stories. Don't tell me
Sit down.
Are you in a first or second year? Second year. But I'm actually treated like a third year. How scary is that? That's how much you think I'm You want me there for Okay. All right, so put on hay yacht. Look, this is what they eat. They eat like pizza or something. It would have been like. Out of my dreams.
So you're a senior now? So you don't have to worry about colleges yet.
In that Harris designed this chapel and the Arona Kodesh, and both Danny and Harris designed the new building. We will start with the words that are most appropriate. How beautiful are your dwelling places, O Jacob, your sanctuaries, O Israel. Peppy, 50 years ago, immediately prior to you and Harris coming under the chuppah, your family and friends extended to you the blessing originally given to Mother Rivka. The blessing was as follows. Achotenu ad hayili al peirudavam. Yisimecha Elohim kisarim kol hevleya. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yi'er Adonai p'navilecha v'yishmerecha. May you be fruitful and prosper. May God make you like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. May Adonai bless you and protect you. May Adonai show you favor and be gracious to you. May Adonai show you kindness and grant you peace. All of us here today, family and friends, are witnesses to the fulfillment of this blessing. And therefore we affirm it. It's coming to fruition. As is our custom, with the word Amen. It is true.
Berachnuchem ruchim habayim Shem Adonai Berachnuchem mibeit Adonai miyadir al hakol Baruch al-Hakol Migadol al-Hakol Midagul al-Hakol O Yivarech
May those who enter this sanctuary be blessed in the name of Adonai. We bless you in this house of Adonai. May the one who is supreme in power, blessing and glory, bless this groom and his bride. And now, I'm going to read this beautiful prayer in Hebrew, and then I'm going to have both of you recite your individual parts as you did so many years ago. And the words are known to all of us. V'rastich li le'olam, v'rastich li b'tzedek u'mishpat u'b'chesed rachim, v'rastich li b'emunah v'yadat et Adonai. Harris, you will read that first in English.
I will withhold you to me forever. I will betroth you to me with righteousness, with justice, with love, and with compassion. I will betroth you to me with faithfulness, and you shall have my love.
And now, Peppy will read this, recite the beautiful verse. Ani rayata v'ata adoni.
I am your beloved, and you are mine.
At this point, I would like to address you with some appropriate words to mark this special occasion. Chaya Pearl, Mat Gedalia Besoro, and Aaron Hirsch, Ben Chanot Besosim. You stand under this beautiful talit. This is Danny's talit. And soon you'll put your talit on Paris and spread it over Peppy as you've spread your talit of love over her throughout these 50 years. Both of these talitot representing your dedication to the state of Israel when you purchased them. The Kiddush cup that we'll use in a few moments was the father's Kiddush cup. Yesterday was Shabbat HaGadol, and you were in the synagogue for Shabbat HaGadol. How do we translate that term? One translation was the awesome Shabbat, the Shabbat before Pesach. For you, Peppy, and Paris, it was awesome for another reason. For it was the Shabbat preceding your wedding, which took place Lifnei 50 Shana, 50 years ago. On that awesome day, years ago, you embarked on an awesome journey, the fruits of which are your 4 children, Larry, Alan, Linda, and Danny, and your children by marriage, Clara, Liz, David, and Michelle. Along the way, you were able to garner a harvest, beautiful flowers as well. 10 flowers, each one beautiful in and of itself, handsome within and of itself. Each one emitting its unique fragrance. They are your grandchildren. Josh and Jeremy, Gabriella, Eliana, Talia, Gary and Eric, Benjamin, Jacob, Lazar. What characterized this day as being awesome is that, to quote the Haftarah that we read yesterday, is that you have been blessed with children who, having witnessed your loving example of commitment to the Jewish people, to the synagogue, and to Israel, have followed in your footsteps. You remember those words that we read yesterday. Ve'shivlei avot al banim, v'leiv banim al avotam. As a result of your dedication to your children, they have remained dedicated to all the values that you have taught them. As the sages have said, Al tikra banayach elabonai. Do not call them your children, but call them your builders. Paris, just as you have played a major role in physically building Jewish institutions in this community, so have your children. Peppy, you served on the Temple Israel board and were the first woman chairperson of the religious committee. Similarly, your children have taken a sincere interest in the religious life of the Jewish people, and they're actively involved in perpetuating that life. Peppy and Harris, as you have shown devotion and commitment to the well-being not only of the Jewish people, but all people, so have your children. Just as you have been dedicated to the state of Israel, being honored in 1984, so have your children. May the years ahead be as awesome as the first two. Yivarecha Adonai Mitzion, Urei b'tuv Yerushalayim kol yimei chayecha, Urei banu levanecha, Shalom Yisrael. May God bless you out of Zion, the place most precious to you. And may you see the good of Jerusalem, the city of hope and peace, all the days of your life. May you be blessed with continued joy from your children and your children's children. And may we, and all of them, witness peace for Israel and all peace-loving people everywhere in God's way. Amen. Now I'm going to put this talit around your shoulders. Just as Boaz did to Ruth, as a sign of their commitment to each other. And I'm going to ask our Chazan to chant this beautiful selection.
Baruch Shema kol chivado V'asher yatzar et Adam Yitzhak B'tzalem lemutad yitron V'hikim lo mimenu binyan adeyad U'letuvo et yachosh l'tzion U'lesamecha timaneh ולשמח עמו ופיר וכאשר שמח את יצריו ויגאל גדם וברס עשו בשמחה חתו מחלה דרים עדוצה בחדבם אהבה ויחרון שלום וראיון
Praise is the one whose glory is evident in all creation, who created male and female in divine image, that together they might perpetuate life, who with much goodness promised to return to Zion, granting happiness to her children, who grants joy to loving companions, as was granted to the first man and woman in the Garden of Eden, who created joy and gladness, bride and groom, pleasure, song, delight, laughter, love and harmony, peace, and that ever-precious gift of companionship. May there always be heard in the cities of Yehudah and in the streets of Yerushalayim the jubilant voices of those joining in marriage. Praise is the one who causes Sion to rejoice in her children.
Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen
May you bless our ancestors Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, sorry for earlier. Bless this Chachan and this Chala. Above them, the psalmist wrote, they shall be fruitful throughout the years, they shall be ever fresh and vigorous. They have been privileged to build a Jewish home housed in love and harmony, peace and companionship. They are blessed with children and grandchildren growing up in health and happiness, loving today in gratitude for all the kindness which God in holiness has bestowed upon them since their wedding day, the day of their great joy 50 years ago. May the Kadosh Baruch Hu watch over them and deliver them from all trouble and distress. May God bring blessing and success to all their worthy endeavors, together with our fellow Jews everywhere.
And one of our grandsons is going to play something on the piano for us. And then, you know,
It's a lot of pressure here.
A few minutes before you can meet them, so hold on.
This song is called Lost Sacred Day, and it means the Golden Wedding.
Yes, now our little granddaughters, Yetstin, are going to speak and read something, so please come on up, girls.
We're the only people.
Wait, Rosanna, wait,
Yes, good job. I hope someone can
Peppy, Ben's going to please that microphone for the title. The title. Should I go? No, give them the microphone.
Oh, okay then.
This poem is called Circle of Happiness. It was written by an 11-year-old boy named Manny Stepanek. I'm a little boy for you. I'm a little kid for you to love. I'm a little kid for you to hug and kiss. I am a little kid for you to say you are so special. Yes, you are too. I am a little kid for all of the things and fun. And when you feel and say and do all of those things, I will be a little kid who will love you. I will be a little kid who will hug and kiss you. I will be a little kid who will say to you, you are so special too. Yes, you are. I will be a little kid who will do all these things and more, and that is what happiness is all about.
Good afternoon, all. As all my children know, I'm not bashful about speaking in front of a group of people, and on this special day, I'm using this opportunity to address you. Having the party so
47
late
seconds.
before just made it easier. First, Harry and I want to thank all of you for being here. Most of our family are close by, and we wish my brother Milton a quick recovery, please God. And even one from Canada, and also our dear friends, some of whom came back from Florida to be with us. Many of you were with us 50 years ago today, and in our wedding party, our best man, and some of our ushers. As many of you know, my birthday is in August, and the birthstone for the month is the semi-precious gem peridot, which signifies good fortune. For me, this really exemplifies my whole life. I was fortunate to be born to Sadie and Judas Gedalion Messer. My parents of blessed memory instilled in my brother and me high values of family, religion, education, and concern for all peoples. Mom and Daddy worked very hard, with Daddy literally carrying bags of coal on his back to give us the best family life and education possible. Home was always a happy place. Holidays were wonderful, and my whole childhood was great in Catskill. After high school, I came to Albany and State College for Teachers, which I enjoyed greatly. In my senior year, my good fortune multiplied when I met Harry. He, along with Bob Kahn and Linda Vigrucci, used to come to the sorority house on Washington Avenue to meet young ladies. Luckily, he asked me out, and in January 1953, we started dating. That first Valentine's Day, my card from him read, "They're pulling at my heartstrings," and I can honestly say he has been pulling at my heartstrings ever since. 50 years ago today, we were married in Brooklyn. My Harry is a great architect, an accomplished artist, a true and beloved friend, is attested to by the attendance of Andy when we met in kindergarten, Lloyd since junior high, and Bob since they were teenagers. He is also an optimist, a man with quick wit and great humor, a thoughtful husband, father, and grandfather. He has always understood my passion for baseball and my New York Mets. We even went to a Dodger game at Ebbets Field on the last day of our honeymoon after returning from Bermuda. He is my best friend, my sweetheart, my world traveling partner, my tennis partner, never my bridge partner. To describe his fabulous sense of humor, I'm going to relate a quick story that many of you have heard. A number of years ago, we were asked to join some friends who are here today who played bridge as couples one evening a month. Since Harry didn't know the game, to please me, he reluctantly agreed to take lessons at the JCC so we could join the group. One night, after several weeks of lessons, he returned home and sheepishly told me he didn't think he'd be returning to class. Knowing my Harry, I asked what happened. He related that the lesson that night was about answering a partner's bid. It was going okay until his partner bid, and he wasn't sure what his response should be. Unfortunately, at that point, the instructor came along and stood behind Harry waiting for his answer. Harry looked at his hand, pondered, hesitated, and when the instructor impatiently barked, "Mr. Sanders, what was your response?" Harry blurted out, "Go fish." Needless to say, bridge lessons were over, and so was our future as a bridge playing couple. Returning to my good fortune, early in our marriage, we were blessed with 4 wonderful children, Larry, Alan, Linda, and Danny, who brought to us 4 more wonderful and special children, Clara Liz, David, and Michelle. As the years have flown, our children have presented to us our crown jewels, our beautiful and handsome grandchildren, and we're thrilled to all here with us today. Gary, Joshua, Jeremy, Eric, Jacob, Benjamin, Gabriella, Rosara, Eliana, and Todd. Harry and I feel that good fortune has smiled down on us all these years with loving family and friends. We have tried to live our lives by the words of the great sage, Rabbi Hillel, whose words from Pirkei Avot, Ethics of the Fathers. I'm now paraphrasing. If we are not for ourselves, who will be for us? If we are only for ourselves, what are we? If not now, when? Again, thank you all for being here and celebrating this special day with us.
So, I can only say we've had a wonderful 50 years. Fortunately for me, Peppy has a great sense of humor. She laughs at everything I say, even when I'm serious. She's a good partner to go with, to stay at home with. She's a good traveler. We take a lot of interesting trips, and she's always right there with me. And when I think of Peppy, I always think of going on some of these trips, like going down the Amazon, a little boat, 15-foot boat, and living on a boat where there's no bathroom facilities except a little toilet, porcelain toilet, sitting on top of the deck with a hole in the bottom, and a bucket of water, and a little shower curtain around, and at night we went out alligator hunting. So she's what I would call a Jewish John Wayne. She enjoyed every moment of it. But what I want to do right now is bring recognition to my people at our bridal party when we got married 50 years ago. First of all, I want to identify my ushers. Unfortunately, we have 4 of the 8 here. So I'd like to have my brother-in-law Joe, rather. Would you please stand, Joe? Joe is a retired physician from Saratoga. He's been my partner in a couple of fishing trips, a couple of trips. Pardon me? Well, the one that milked you. You sleep in his tub that night, and you slept in the bathtub. Well, tell him I got a gadget now to keep you from snoring. But anyways, Joe's been a good friend and a good brother-in-law. Milton, unfortunately, he had an injury with his leg this morning, yesterday morning, I think it was, and he's unfortunately can't be here. Charlie, you want to stand up, Charlie? Please sit down, Joe. Charlie's another good brother-in-law of mine. I have quite a few brother-in-laws here. And I'm very proud of Charlie. He's done a wonderful job. He keeps very active in his retirement, which is good. And then I have 2 other ushers. I shouldn't say ushers. I should say groomsmen. That's what they call them today. My good friend Andy. Andy, please stand up. Andy has been with me since school number 8 in the kindergarten. We've been friends all these years, and Andy has been with me in high school, and then he went into service, and we went into service together in the Navy.
Remember we saw each other naked in the same room?
That's right.
In the Navy. Of course, what more do you need to say?
And we enjoyed it very much. We got to serve together. But I only service Andy. He went to work for the newspaper. Huh?
Keep going on.
Yeah.
I'm remembering all this.
You remember all this? You have to see your moments. And anyways, Andy became a newspaper man at the Times-Herald, and then became city editor of the San Juan Star in Puerto Rico, and then he became editor, and today he's still editor. He came in yesterday to Puerto Rico just to be here, and he goes back he stays here for 4 weeks, and then you go back for a week. He spends all his winters in Albany and all his summers in Puerto Rico. And Andy and I have been going together, socializing. As Peppy said, we used to go out together. We took him down to the horse belt when we were running around. And Andy Viducci was also known as Andy Epstein, right? Yeah. We had a wonderful time down there. Okay, thank you. And the other usher, I did this time. The other usher is Bob Kahn. Bob, you want to stand up, please? Bob is a very interesting person. Unfortunately, he isn't as he's not as interesting as his mother and father, because when what? No, not that. When I was getting married, this is very interesting. The first thing when I spoke to Bob, he says, go to my father's store, Mocon's, up on Central Avenue, and they'll set you up for the wedding, and they'll take good care of you. So I went to the store, and as soon as Mrs. Kahn was there, who was really something, she saw me, she said, how you doing? I said, fine. She says, what are you going to do? I said, we're getting married in a couple of weeks. And she said, where are you going? And I said, we're going to Bermuda. Oh, Bermuda. Oh, you want to get clothes? I said, yeah, I want to get clothes for Bermuda. So she says, quick, Mo, go to the back of the store. The back of the store, bring out all the stuff with nothing status. He's going to Bermuda. So the first thing she says, you're going to have to get a pair of pajamas. So you can't argue with this woman. I said, why do I need pajamas for? I only wear shorts. She says, no, you go to Bermuda, you go to a nice hotel. If the hotel gets on fire, how's it going to look running out with a pair of shorts? I said, all right, I'm pajamas. So she brought out these maroon-colored pajamas. Well, they're maroon. I look like a prisoner in the Polish army. That was their color, wasn't it? So I said, okay. It didn't really fit me, but she says, this is your side. She got behind me, she pulled one side. When I was facing the mirror, when I turned around, she pulled from the other side. And then she brought out this bathrobe. I said, I don't have a bathrobe. You need a bathrobe. So she said to me in a very nice way, this is something that'll make you look real special to your bride. It was a black bathrobe with yellow polka dots. It was the most unbelievable bathrobe I've ever seen, but they told me this was something that you should wear to go to welding. I could not open the bathrobe. It wasn't even my size. So anyways, I took the bathrobe. And she says, you gotta have a sport jacket. Well, then she brought out this sport jacket from the time they used to have the zoot suits. And they had saddle pockets on it. And here I say to myself, I go into a hotel with saddle pockets with a sport jacket. I think I'm from a past era, but I bought the sport jacket. Anyways, I enjoyed everything she did for me. But then she came out and said, wait, you can't go to Bermuda without Bermuda socks. So she brought out these Argyle orange socks and the khaki collar shorts. So I was all dressed for my trip to Bermuda. And Peppy saw me the first night. She was very nice about it. She was very nice. She didn't say anything. And I know she suffered. Now, I also want to bring out my brother-in-law, Sal Levine. Sal, please stand up. Don't hit the ceiling. My brother-in-law, Sal, went with me down the aisle with me as I was going to the hookah, going to the getting married. And he and my mother were my mother was on one side, and he was on the other side. He escorted me down. And Sal has been more than a brother-in-law and a friend. He's been my buddy when I had problems, and I had medical advice I need from the pharmacist. He takes care of me.
Yeah, the other two brother-in-laws were pharmacists.
next person I think is very, very important, my brother Dave. Dave, you want to stand up? Now look at Dave and look at me. There's a difference. I've been told by many people when they walk up to me, why don't you say hello to me? And I don't know what they're talking about. And of course, I was there. So I said, I'm sorry, I make up all kinds of excuses. And Dave went probably through the same process too. And probably went up to you, slapped his face or something. Did something. But I always said I always wanted Dave to be at the same place that I am at one particular time so they can distinguish them all. And then the only other person that particularly on my wedding party was my what?
Best man.
Oh, I'm sorry, best man. Oh,
There you go.
best man, who was very, very nice, was my lovely wife who you saw before. She's been thick and thin with me, and mostly thick, unfortunately. No? Yeah. And we're very happy all you were able to come here today, and we got terrific attendance here. We didn't have anybody say no, except unfortunately for my brother-in-law. So thank you very much and enjoy your evening. This afternoon.
I was told that people work here that first wedding. Bob Conn was telling me a little bit before we started today. He said to me, you know, you were here the first time too. And I said, he's insisting, yeah, you were here in some way. And I said, no. It got me to think about a little story. No, I was about 13 years old, I think, and I was with Carol, and she was trying to tell me about the virtues of you know how a mother can talk to a son about you know sexual activity and why you're supposed to stay away from it. And she was saying to me that it's a beautiful thing to be able to go to your wedding day as a virgin. And she was saying to me that it was the type of thing that I should think about, that the virtues of that are wonderful, and you can always be very proud, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm listening to this, and I'm saying, Jesus, I gotta keep listening to this for a while here. So finally, I said to her, what about you? I was a virgin when I got married, and I'm very, very proud of that. And I said to her, okay, what about Dad? And she paused, and she said to me, your father was in the Navy. Gave all of us a little bit of license. I do remember as you were talking about the wedding night, John was saying that anyway, I really can't add very much more to the wonderful things that started off with the ceremony the rabbi said. I think the two of you have been very, very blessed. You know, a lot of times I think we use the phrase, I've used the phrase to my own kids all the time, that you know, life isn't necessarily fair. Nobody said that life was fair. I think in this case, in the case of the two of you, in the case of a lot of us here, but clearly in the case of the two of you, life has been eminently fair. As they said, you put a tremendous amount into it. You've been able to harvest an awful lot out of it. You've been blessed with wonderful health, which hopefully means that in 25 years we'll be able to celebrate this again. You've been able to enjoy those golden years, as you call them, Tesh. You kept working and earning a solid paycheck. Yeah, it's a neat thing to be able to come back. I mean, I don't live in Albany anymore. My heart in a lot of ways is here. But to come back here and to look around and see, and to be able to just point out and see things that have been built, I mean, that's a legacy that clearly in brick and mortars is always here. There's a lot of other legacies around in brick and mortars that will always be here as well, based upon the building that the two of you have done here in this community. And I can say that I think all of us here are better people, and all of us here should feel blessed. because of what you've done and what you've given to all of us. So,
Chocolate cake, don't you? I thought you liked chocolate cake. I got a special treat. Okay. Okay, Eric, you ready? Okay. All right, done?
Get it? Good.
Okay, where's the lady? There's the lady. Okay,